All right, Tyler, it is time. I guess a riddle, maybe not the correct term, maybe logic puzzle, I think. Now, for anybody who came over from the morning show, I presented this one on the morning show. So if you remember the answer, hold off on the answer really quick. Like, don't immediately type it into the chat. I want to give people a chance here to try to figure this one out, because this comes from Robert Smullyan. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly. He was a mathematician. He was a Taoist, which, of course, if you know anything about me, that's kind of what I consider myself. Not the mathematician part, although I do love math. So there's actually a YouTube video clip of him presenting this logic puzzle on Johnny Carson. So, Tyler, are you ready?
I am ready.
There are 3 identical brothers, John, James, and William. John and James always lie. William always tells the truth. You run into one of the brothers on the street. You need to find out if it's John, because he owes you money. You are allowed to ask one yes or no question, and it may not contain more than 3 words. What question do you ask?
I break his legs and rob him.
and be like, hey, if you're John, that's my money, bitch. If you're not John, you can collect from your brother.
Yeah, okay. So full disclosure, I did get this riddle ahead of time, but I haven't had a lot of chance to think about it. And this is probably going to take me a while.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, so
I'll read through it here one more time.
Okay.
There are 3 identical brothers, John, James, and William. John and James always lie. William always tells the truth. You run into one of the brothers on the street. You want to find out if it's John, because John owes you money. You are allowed to ask one yes or no question, and it may not contain more than 3 words. What question do you ask?
Okay, so right off the bat, the fact that it can only contain no more than 3 words means it contains 3 words. So that actually helps narrow it down by quite a bit. And I just need to find out who this brother is, not who the other 2 are. So I don't have to identify all 3. I just got to find out if this is John or not.
You're just trying to figure out, is this guy John? Now, if anybody in the chat remembers, you're more than welcome to go ahead and bring it up over in the Twitch chat. You guys are more than welcome to fire away on this one as Tyler sits and thinks about it. Talk it out. What are you thinking?
All right, so I'm thinking, because it's only 3 words, and this does remind me of the labyrinth one.
Yeah, that's the first thing, as I sent Tyler the show sheet for today, that's the first thing he responded with is, oh my God, that reminds me of and I had completely forgotten about the labyrinth. I guess we're calling them logic puzzles. Can we call them LPs to be cool?
Yes, if it's to be cool, it should totally be allowed.
Cool, I'm in with that. Logic puzzles.
So I'm thinking it has something to do with their name starting with J or W, but then a question like that would be way more than 3 questions.
Yeah, you're only allowed 1 question, yes or no.
3 words.
And it may not contain more than 3 words. Come on, keep talking it out.
This is, yeah. So, John, James always lie, William also. So, I immediately went with who are you, but that's not a yes or no question. So William, okay.
What if you take what you're thinking and narrow that down to a yes or no question?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. So, if I asked, are you John? John would lie and say no. James would lie and say yes. And William would tell the truth and say no. So that doesn't help me.
It does not.
If I asked, are you William? William would tell the truth and say no. John would lie.
No,
say yes.
no. If you hold on, if you asked, "Are you William?" William would say yes.
Oh yes.
Because he is
I'm sorry. William would say yes. John would say yes, and James would say yes. So that really doesn't help me.
Yeah.
So and then if I asked, "Are you James?" John would say no. James would say no. John would say yes. James would say no, and William would say no. So that's the unique. So asking if he's James, that would give me the unique response.
Ding, 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 ding. I got to get a new bell. That one sucks. But yeah, that's it. So essentially all you do is you ask, "Are you James?" Because then if you break it down, John would respond with yes, because he always lies. James would reply no, because he always lies, even though he is James. And William would reply with no as well, because he always tells the truth. And essentially all you're trying to do is find out if that person is John, and that's how you find out. Because if you get a yes response to the question, "Are you James?" you actually know it's John. Confused?
Right.
Excellent. Exactly what we were hoping for.